Hi, this is Corey Chambers in Los Angeles. Your home sold, guaranteed, or I'll buy it. Thanks for taking a minute to listen in. In a moment, I'll share with you some valuable information about this topic. DTLA falling. If you see any properties that you would like information on, let us know. We will gladly send you a property information packet of any loft, condo, or house, or we'll arrange for a private preview upon request. If you have a home you'd like to sell, then you should know that I will guarantee the sale of your present home at a price acceptable to you, or I'll buy it for cash. This guarantee will allow you to buy your next home without worrying about selling your present home. To find out how much you could sell your home for, call me at 213-880-9910 now. This is Lincoln Heights, Chinatown, which is just about 2 miles from downtown Los Angeles. And this is also right across the street from Alta Lofts. And so homeless encampments in this neighborhood tend to be in motorhomes, lots and lots of motorhomes. Lots and lots of beat up motorhomes with usually most of them have junk connected, hanging out, and all around the sidewalks by the motorhome. Sometimes a lot of flies and food remnants and cockroaches and other stuff. So this is the real estate news. After 20 years of uplifting renaissance, downtown Los Angeles may be hitting a plateau, or worse, slipping into a shithole abyss. With more vacant commercial locations, dropping home prices, and unfinished construction now a plague of the city center, downtown Los Angeles sees exploding tent cities, trash, and crime. And in Lincoln Heights, exploding motorhome cities. Oh, here's a link also where you can get a cash offer on your condo within 24 hours. Has downtown stopped rising? Another indication of that may be that the once popular DTLA Rising website has dropped in popularity and has even now been completely down for several days. So we don't know if DTLA Rising being down, if that's an omen or if that's the symbol that DTLA is no longer rising. Downtown loft and condo prices have dropped 3% to 7% over the last 12 months. That is talking about sold prices. So the LA Loft Blog has asked a big question in a recent post, and the question was, are rents falling in downtown Los Angeles? So in this post and video, we're going to answer that question. So below is a very long answer to that question. So because homeless citizens are not receiving the level of law enforcement service that they need, homeless are being neglected and victimized by crime at a growing rate. The overall crime rate in downtown is 38% higher than the national average. For every 100,000 people, there are 9.72 daily crimes that occur in downtown. And these are just the reported crimes. So of course, most crimes go unreported, and then the LAPD has had a nasty habit of not following up, not sending any police, and ignoring crimes. So the actual number of crimes is much, much higher than that. Crimes against homeless people increased 24% in 2019. The Los Angeles Police Department policy now tends to ignore most petty crimes involving homeless. In fact, they tend to ignore most petty crimes, period. But that increases the chance of more serious crimes that happen after they are ignored. The crimes get worse. So additionally, LAPD usually fails to promptly dispatch police units to help prevent crime when citizens call to report potentially dangerous situations. Here's an example, a recent report of a man wielding an 18-inch machete at Elysian Park. It took more than 45 minutes for police to show up at the scene. Pit bull threats are up. Several small dogs and people have been injured in downtown and Lincoln Heights over the last couple of years. Leashless packs of pit bulls now regularly roam downtown parks, from the Arts District to the lawn of the LAPD headquarters, attacking other dogs, causing canine screams of pain as permanently injured human victims watch in horror. More recently, a homeless couple living in a motorhome in Lincoln Heights near downtown LA asked that the owner of a small dog to go away to avoid a pit bull, a snarling pit bull. And so they strongly suggested that the walker of the small dog go walk across the street away from the pit bull. And when that local resident who was walking the small dog suggested that the aggressive pit bull should be wearing a muzzle, the homeless man threatened to feed the small dog to the pit bull for breakfast. So, downtown Los Angeles rent prices, are they up or are they down? Downtown rents are stable. Rent prices stayed roughly about the same as last year. So that's good news for renters, that their rent maybe did not go up a whole lot. But real estate investors, landlords, their profits are now beginning to get squeezed. So more people have moved into lofts, condos, and apartments for lease, as 472 rentals were filled in the last 6 months. That is up by 22 rentals in downtown over the same period the previous year. 22 more people successfully rented in downtown than last year. So that increase is pretty tiny, especially when you compare it to the large number of new rentals that have been constructed in the last year or two. So the average price per square foot has dropped by 18 cents, whereas landlords and investors were hoping for an increase in rents because their costs went up. It took about 3 days longer to rent out on average each place. So that cost landlords, just that 3 days longer, cost landlords about $275 more to rent out each unit on average. 24% of Californians have seriously considered moving out of the state. John Copal of the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association. Those like me who are over 50 years old may remember Howard Jarvis. I think he was one of the people who passed Proposition 13 to reduce, because California property taxes got so out of control. So in 1977 or 78, they passed a very strong California voter referendum law to force the reduction of property taxes. In fact, they probably reduced the property taxes too much, because people who've owned their homes like for 50 years, they pay a really tiny amount of property taxes. But that means that younger people who bought their homes most recently are paying like 10 times or 100 times more property tax than those old folks, if I'm understanding it correctly, Proposition 13. But John Copal says that the Californians are nearing another California tax revolt. So anyway, this is certainly not all bad news about downtown Los Angeles. The DTLA, the shopping center called Row DTLA, has been booming. We've reported on that on the LA Loft Blog recently, as our many other businesses are booming in downtown Los Angeles. The new Apple store is under construction. It's achieving a very slow, steady progress, but they're doing a very important job on a historic theater, turning this very important theater into a very important retail store, the Apple Store. So hopefully we'll have some good news about that Apple Store for you pretty soon. What I'd like to find out is where are those people going to park, because the nearest parking that I know of is like almost a block away. So if and when, what is this? Oh, we skipped a part. At least downtown has not experienced any kind of major exodus, whereas California, as we have reported, is experiencing at least a moderate exodus of people leaving the state. So if and when downtowners and Californians decide, hold on, we got to finish that first thought. More people moved into downtown in the recent 6 months than in the same period the previous year. So people are still moving into downtown. If and when downtowners and Californians decide to gain control of these tent cities that have been growing out of control and conquer crime and figure out how to deliver more effective government at a lower cost, then downtown will continue to thrive with an extremely bright future. Then here's an offer. Get a cash offer within 24 hours for your loft, condo, or house. Just fill out this online form, short form right there. And that is it. That's DTLA falling. So as I mentioned, a property information packet of any home in a loft, condo, or house is available upon request, or a private preview is available. Call 213-880-9910 now. Thanks for listening in. I'm Corey Chambers in Los Angeles. Your home sold guaranteed, or I'll buy it. Thanks again. You take care. Bye-bye.